Welcome to Idea Tennis, where we challenge ideas, elevate thinking, and serve up conversation that make you question everything.
Because somebody can't build your dream for you. 100% accurately explain what's in your heart and what's in your brain. This you can't. You can try your best, but because the person doesn't see your vision, they are limited in their ability because they're limited in their sight, essentially. Don't let somebody else take the wheel to the vehicle that you're driving when they don't know where you're going. It's gonna be hard. You can do it. Just don't quit. Anxiety is living in the past. You can't control. It's living in a space where you're focusing in on what you can't control. But if you can't control it, why are you giving it your energy? Dreams can become reality. We can go from anonymous to essential. 1 second, 1 minute, one different choice, one different decision, one different path, one different knock on the door.
How we doing, lady? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing?
Good. Today technically is like the first day back. Back to real life, back to work, back. I did pockets of things last week because I overextended myself. So today is like the first catching up with things, and yes. How about you?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes. How are you? What have you been up to while I've been away?
I've been learning and building. I've been learning and building. And I mean, we've been talking about Varela for a while, and I'll give you a little quick short backstory here. So, I founded an engineer on Y Combinator, and we've been talking about building, and he's been a little bit busy. He got different projects working on, but we're just having conversation about the concept itself, and then, but he wasn't able to get to it, to start building it. So then a few days ago, I was like, hey, this is where I'm at. I'm about to start this AI generator accelerator course this week, and I'm gonna just use that community to start building the platform. And if you're still down, you can make it, whatever. He's like, okay, well, I'm busy right now. I'm flying back to India for like a whole month, and it's like, won't be able to get to it. I'm like, all right, cool. Green light, Asher, go build. So give him the green light to go try and see if it's working. If I need him to come back online after January, need an engineer, he will just let him know. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So then I started the build, and I will show you later how far I've gotten with this thing. So I've been prompt engineering it myself and using different tools and finding ways to like really. So I'm on Replit. I'm building on Replit right now. So, and I've gotten like,
you're building a what right now?
I'm building the Varela, the AI platform. I'm building on Replit. There's a platform called Replit where you can build software. And I'm building on there, and their system got it way better than the first time when I saw it, and I was using it, and I was like, it's a little challenging. Now it's like amazing, and I'm using because like ChatGPT came up with their own browser called Atlas.
Yes.
And then Perplexity have their own browser called Comet. And on those two browsers, they have the AI agent on there. Both they have the AI agent. I'm sure probably Google will come up with theirs.
And Chrome has something too. They all have something.
Okay. So the awesome thing about those smart browser is the AI agent on there. It's so good where I can use it as my user. So you can go into the system and test it out for me and do a beta testing. So I can have those agents go in as beta testers, sign into the system and work and see if they can get the system to see what is working. I'm like, save me so much time. So then I can use agents to beta test the whole thing. And then when it's ready, then I can have real people test it. So I'm going through back and forth with it. And I'm juggling between Claude, because Claude I think is really good at the code writing. So when I put my problem with Claude, then they gave me, I should use this, paste this right into Replit and have them build it. And then I go into Replit and Replit is doing the work. So it's like I'm doing back and forth playing with the thing. It's a little complicated, but it started making sense because I'm understanding stuff. And I just started this course today, the accelerator course, and they start showing different ways to find different tools and all that stuff. Just kind of broaden my thinking. But I'm telling you, my friend, it is getting there and it's looking great. I'm gonna solve writing the memoirs using AI, publishing it and everything, and then start creating like a social memoir platform where we can do everything. That means you and your friend can come on here and start writing the memoirs together, doing books together on the same system, and then getting all out there. Anyway, I'm giving too much information already, but I'm just letting you know
you're going to teach people how to do it.
Oh,
how to
totally.
make their own
My
AI.
my my community is launching in December. Because me and Dr. Renisha was talking about hers because her community is coming out soon. It's getting built out. So we're gonna design that, and then from there we start having the accountability in the community. But then how do we start building the thing that we're running into friction point, that bottleneck system that you're like, oh, this doesn't work. You can
Yeah.
start build something for that now. So anyway, that's my update.
So
That's my
that
update.
was
A
a
lot
quick
of stuff. A
update.
lot of stuff going
A
on.
lot of good stuff. I mean, I think that that is always there are a lot of times where we want to see our dreams, our version of our work
Mm-hmm.
come to life quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And we think that hiring somebody or partnering with somebody may be the answer for that or to that. What I've come to realize is partners and collaborations and working with other people are essential,
Mm-hmm.
but do not ultimately bring your vision to life. Only you can do that. And you learning from this capacity.
I'm here. I
All
had to
right,
get my notepad.
it's
I'm here.
okay. And from you learning from this capacity, bring your vision to life in a completely different way. And I say that because we have big desires, we have big dreams, we have big things that we want to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to focus on the end result, which is incredibly important, which is always what you should keep your eye on, that prize of the end of what it is that you want to bring to life. And we lose focus on the in between, right? So you get the idea, you have the vision, you have the dream, and then you lose focus of the in between. Then you think, well, okay, this is something I want to do, but I don't know how to do it. So maybe I need to find somebody that knows how to do it and work with them. Absolutely, yes. But not to work with them for them to do it for you. It's to work with them to essentially tap into their expertise, their experience, all their know-how, all their knowledge, their guidance to be able to help you when you're stuck. Those are the people that we need on the journey, not the people to do it for us, but the people to help us. Whether the help is encouraging us, right? Because we all need encouragers on the road, but also people that know more than us, that we could tap into them because there's mutual respect, there's an understanding of collaboration and teamwork, and it's not always about money. It's, for me, the community that we're creating. So being able to recognize that, yes, a lot of things we can pay other people to do, but when it comes to bringing our vision and our dream to life, ultimately that is up to us.
I'm a tap, 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 clap, clap, sister. No, but here's what you're saying, even deeper on the other side of this, right? On the other side is tennis court. The
Mhm.
essential part of it, because I'm gonna go back and think back when I started and I found the engineer guy because I was like, I need somebody that has the skill set. But then by me finding that guy, it kind of elevate me to like, okay, let me expand my vision even more. But then when I run to the airways, like he has too much case on his plate, can't get to it. But in the meantime, it allowed me to expand my dream and my aspiration and like, oh, my know-how. I'm like, oh, I can do this. I can think because now I'm speaking the language. I learned a lot of language from him, just listen to him talk about stuff, right? Just very short period of time. But he unleashed me, the Jess. He unleashed me like, oh, actually, you can do this. You find the right people. And by me feeling that way, unlock myself. And now I'm like, okay, I can do this myself because I'm finding the tools. And because I'm always searching and looking for the fast AI workflows that's out there. And I'm just watching a lot of videos and just going into communities. I'm like tapping. I'm like, well, let me hear what you guys talking about in here. Because my dream got to come to life. And now that I'm building it, I realize that it would have been harder for him to build this than me.
Yes.
Because he understands to write codes and build system, but he doesn't understand the vision as deeply as I am. And I've been through all the friction point by trying to find a way to publish and I find a way to write. And all that frustration over these last 3-4 years as I've been working on these different platforms, using different tools. I'm like, I saw all your bottlenecks. I saw your friction point. Can I build something to solve that? And can I also build what you already have? Because I've seen what you got. And because we're in the age where like it's a screen, that means AI can see it just like I can see it. So if they can see your stuff, that means I can somewhat reverse engineer it,
Mm-hmm.
right? I can test it out. I'm like, okay, I like this. And here's the thing. I don't know if did I ever mention Whisper Flow to you?
I'm
You,
gonna say
you-
yes. I'm
okay,
gonna say yes.
you use it on, so on ChatGPT the option for dictate is Whisper Flow, right?
Yes, you
But that
did. You did.
yeah,
It's like an agent that lives, and you could use it to essentially talk to type for anything.
yes, all right. So here's the awesome thing though. Because I'm using Whisperflow, because I downloaded it on my computer, so I'm using it. I have the direct Whisperflow versus using on ChatGPT, but not all platform has the dictate built into it, right? Some of them you have to type, and some you can talk. But here's the awesome thing: because I'm using Whisperflow now, that means I can look at a page and I can explain whatever is on it. Like this one I'm looking at, can you actually give me a way to build this, whatever, whatever. And also because like comment, they have like the smart agent on the AI browser. That means you can see your screen now. So I can explain to you, look at the screen, and I'm looking for something that's very similar to this layout structure, right? And you can see like, oh yeah, Ash. So I'm like, okay, in my system, I want a dashboard look like this one right here. Can you figure out how to build this? And you give me the ideas. Then I go into Claude. Claude is amazing, by the way. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm looking at about. Can you construct this framework and give me the right code or the right prompt to give to Replit to say, hey, build this or add this to my platform. But little by this, you can start building the stuff out. And because of those things, I'm like, we can figure anything out now because the AI can see what you're seeing. And then if you understand your vision very clearly, you can dream and go build a thing. And that's been a game changer. That's been life changing for me. So anyway.
Mhm. Because somebody can't build your dream for you. There's no way that you can completely 100% accurately explain what's in your heart and what's in your brain. This you can't. You can try your best, but because the person doesn't see your vision,
Mm-hmm.
they are limited in their ability because they're limited in their sight, essentially. So when we talk about vision and sight, and God gave you those lenses for you to see through, not for anyone else to see through. They don't need to see through those lenses,
My
only you
prescription
do.
is my prescription.
That's right. That's right. And so from that perspective, I also think that it's also the motivator, the push for you to be able to expand your knowledge and capacity in a streamlined way that doesn't have you all over the place in many different directions. Because that's what tends to happen for you is that you get excited about something and
Mm-hmm.
it takes you down a road. And then when you're down that road, something you see shiny.
I made another friend that took me down
Yes,
another road.
right? So, but this gives you the ability to learn a lot of different shiny, beautiful, exciting new things that are all streamlining you to bringing your vision to life so that you don't feel bored, you don't feel uh, like you
Mm.
want to go and possibly see what's on the other side of the road across the street because this road got you like, wait, what? I haven't even learned this yet, and now I got to learn that. But that's the part that's exciting. That's the part that is also scary in the sense of the unknown. You're trying your best to do something new and you're working, but you're also praying that it works out the way you expect it to. So I applaud you for that. I commend you for
Mm.
that. Um, one last note about this. I know I'm known to be somewhat of, we're going to say this in a nice, loving way, a control freak, right? Someone who likes to maintain control.
The steering wheel in your
Yes,
hand.
the steering wheel in my hand. Part of that is because, as excited as someone may be for me and my dreams and my vision, no one can understand it the way that I do. And so many times I've learned the lesson repeatedly of you can collaborate with people. You can, do partner with people, do things with people, but never give up control of your vision. Don't let somebody else take the wheel to the vehicle that you're driving when they don't know where you're going. And so from that perspective, being able to recognize that sometimes there is a necessity to maintain those blinders where There is no distraction. The firmness of being able to, in a loving way, say, I appreciate your offer to help. This is what I'm working on right now, and this is what I need to do to get my project from A to B. Right now, I don't have, space for collaborating. Maybe in the next phase of my project, I will, but right now, I don't. I've had delays in bringing my work to life. And as frustrated as I have been in experiencing those delays, it goes back to everything that we say of I'm not being delayed, I'm being prepared. I needed to learn things, experience things, and go through things to be able to get to where I want to go. And so, from those lessons and blessings and seasons of being in the valley a lot longer than I wanted to, I've been able to come back from this vacation so re-energized, so focused, and almost like a reset button was pressed. Where, okay, Jess, you've been working, or you think you've been working. You say you've been working. You've been doing some work, but now is go time. Now is when there's clarity. Now is when there's understanding. Now there is even a whole new skill set that you've acquired in these past few years. Now is the go time. Now is shut up, put up, go after it unapologetically. Whoever's going to say whatever, let them say whatever. But know and understand that you only have, yes, we hear people say, you could start over. Yeah, you can start over. But starting over and starting new are different. For me, I feel like, well, I've done so much. I've planted the seeds, I've put in the work, I've collaborated with people, I've helped people make money, I've helped people grow their businesses. I'm like, now I am starting anew in the sense of the accomplishments, the validation, the credibility. It's all there. Now is the time to be able to present myself in some ways in a new, refreshed light to the world of this is what I'm doing. Who wants to come along with me? So with that being said, Asher, we got a lot of work to do.
We got work to do. But for the folks that are, follow us and chatting with us a little bit, because I like the those catching up talk and focusing on, because everybody's doing the same thing every day, but they're working on this stuff. They collaborating people, and they want to hear what's going on in other people's world. That's kind of keep them encouraged going along, because as much as we push hard and go hard at this thing, sometimes you get setbacks, and then you gotta come back and look back and reflect, and then figure, okay, what new, what I gotta change in my tactics, because you keep the strategy the same, but you change the tactics. Sometimes the tactics doesn't work, and you get tactical and go in, get beat up, you come back, all right, gotta change my moves. So we've been working hard for the last year. Me and you've been pushing, and stuff works, stuff don't work. But at the end of the day, that's what a leader is. You try to do something, and 50% of the time you're gonna be wrong. 50% of the time you might be right. Most of the time you're gonna be wrong before you're right. You're always wrong before you're right. You just gotta understand that that's how life works. And I get up every day. I'm trying this thing out to see the thing I want to bring to life. I'm trying it out, see who likes it, who don't. And who don't like it. I figure out why you don't like it. Oh, this is why you don't like it. Why? Oh, really? I didn't saw that. Let me go fix that piece. But sometimes not everything is for everybody. So you gotta figure out your people. And so I'm building, because I told myself, right, I want to get in this AI game, because I realized a lot of money are putting in the AI space, right? People are investing a lot of money in there. So then if you can build something that people feel that same feeling of what everything's going after, then boom, I want to be in that space. I said I want to have my own e-commerce system. I want to have a system online, because I realized that you need a distribution system. Can I build that? I'm like, okay, I can figure it out, because I've seen other people do it. That means I can do it too. I just got to understand what they did. Same thing. Oh, I want a community where I can bring people in a space, because right now they say it's a loneliness epidemic, right? That means you need to bring people in a space where you can help people get better and connect with other people. I'm building that as well. So when I combine all those three, I'm solving the social experience that people need from being around other people and building something that they want to build and seeing people cheering them on. Because at the end of the day, you're going to leave this behind no matter what, but at least enjoy the process of building it. So when you say we got a lot of work to do, I love that, because I enjoy what I'm doing right now. And the idea is that do what you love versus loving what you do. And I'm a person that I'm gonna love what I do. Let me put it this way. I'm gonna love what I do because every day I get up, I do things that I might not want to do, but I still gotta love it because I get to do it. Because if I was crippled and feeling some kind of way, I'm not able to do things, I'd be very miserable. So if I'm able to do something, it might be hard, but I'm gonna love doing it. Just I'm gonna love doing it because I get to do it. And right now I'm building these systems. I'm building these things that I never had thought I would be able to do because it wasn't something I was looking at. But now I'm being an entrepreneur. Now I'm being a founder. Now I'm being an AI generalist, so to speak. So I'm learning these tools so I can go in and teach people because at the end of the day, you get in the business of building the tool, teaching the tool, or using the tool. I want to do all three when I can. So if I learn a tool from somebody else, I'm gonna teach it to somebody else, right? If I build my own tool, I want people to use it. If someone build a great tool, I want to use it. But at the end of the day, I want to get better at doing this thing because the work is here and work is nice. And I think we all get to work on the things that we love doing and do the things we love doing. Over to you.
I agree. This past weekend, I was invited to a luncheon for a very good friend. And there's lots of different stories rolled up into this luncheon experience. I hadn't seen her in many years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very close friends with her over 20 years. I actually hired her in her first role 20 plus years ago as a back then they used to call them personnel assistants in the HR world.
Mm-hmm.
And she had no human resource or personnel experience back then. I just believed in her and I hired her. And now 20 plus years later, she stayed in the industry. She's successful human resources and she's excelled in her career. We started off as friends. We've maintained friendship. And I hadn't seen her in a very long time for many different reasons, but her sister has been living with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so her sister wanted to do a surprise gratitude luncheon for her to express her gratitude for all that she does for everyone in the family. First off, I thought that was such a special thing to do for anyone. Like to have a luncheon in honor of expressing gratitude for someone, that to me was beautiful and unique in and of itself. So we go there. It's a surprise for my friend. I'm very good friends with her sister also. And I didn't realize that she had been living with cancer that had become metastasized, malignant. It started off in one place and now it's in another. And you look at her and you would never know that she's living with cancer. You would never know that she is in chemo treatments. You would never know any of the things by looking at her from the outside because she wants to keep living. And my girlfriend, when she came and she saw that I was there amongst other people, and she was introducing me to some new friend. They were new to me, not new to her, but some of her friends. And she was like, "This is my best friend from the Bronx, Jessica." And she's talking about me and talking about me. And then she starts to talk about the impact I've had on her life and her career. And I almost wanted to start crying at the luncheon. I'm like, wait, this is, you know, I think we cut ourselves short when we think about what impact is and
Mm-hmm.
the impact we have on someone else's life. What's ordinary to us could feel and be extraordinary to someone else. Me giving her that job that essentially started the trajectory of her career now, 20 plus years later, was impactful. Back then, I thought I was just offering her a job. I didn't realize the impact it would have on her future or her life. We sleep on ourselves too much. We sleep on, yes, not only the impact that we have on our life, but also the example that we're giving to other people. People are watching us. People see what we're doing. Even if they're not commenting on our social media, even if they're not cheering us on, they are watching us. They are seeing. And then people talking about one of so these are very close family friends that the sister-in-law of my girlfriend is my mom's very good friend for all of my life, right? And she was in the beauty industry. And when I was considering starting my network marketing business, I went to her because she had been a top earner in Tupperware. You remember Tupperware? You ever heard of Tupperware?
I have, but I can't picture what the image
So
of Tupperware, but I
Tupperware
heard the
is
word.
like what we use food storage containers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
They were a huge multi-level marketing company, and she rose through the ranks while she was doing her regular job, which was like a rep for Procter and Gamble, selling exclusive products to salons. That was her day job, and then she did Tupperware, and she rose through the ranks of Tupperware. And she says Tupperware bought her her house. Tupperware bought her all the things in her house. Tupperware gave her the right. That. So when I had just started my business, I spoke to her about it, and she gave me advice. She gave me like real good, real quality advice. She was like, "I'm gonna tell you this. It's gonna be hard, but you could do it.
Mm.
Just don't quit." That's what she told me. Those were her words. It's gonna be hard. You can do it. Just don't quit. So I see her at this gratitude luncheon for my girlfriend, and she says to me, because she sees me on my Facebook, and she says to me, "I just need to say, I'm so proud of you." She goes, 10 years ago, when you came to me to speak to me about should you do this, and I gave you advice, and to see you 10 years later, not only doing this, but killing it and expanding and not just limiting to the one thing that you were interested in. I'm so proud of you. She says, "I was right though, right?" I said, "Hell yeah, you were right. It's not easy. I could do it and I won't quit." Those were three things that stood with me in my brain and in my heart that has gotten me through. But the impact that she had when she had that conversation with me 10 years ago, and then even the impact that she had on Saturday, telling me how proud she is to see my journey. It's like, let's not take away the value that we add to someone's life. Value doesn't always have to be about money. Value doesn't always have to be about opportunity. Value doesn't always have to be business. Value could be the three sentences that change someone's life.
I'm gonna drop this formula. I think you might have heard me said it before, but it's called pain plus reflection equal wisdom. Wisdom plus connection equal impact. So whenever time we go through life, we always go through some of that, reflecting on the pain, get the wisdom from it, take the wisdom, connect with people, and create impact. And sounds like that happens for you, even though the pain journey happens. So I'm gonna use the marathon as an example here because what she told you was you're gonna be running a marathon, Jess. And if you a coach and somebody come to you and says, "Hey man, I want to run a marathon, but can you teach me how to run a marathon without getting tired?" And they're gonna be like, "Bro, that's part of it. That's part of the ingredients of running a marathon. You can get tired." The question is, like, where are you gonna put the tired when you get tired? Like, where you put the tired at? And if you don't understand that, you gotta get good at knowing where to put the tired so you won't quit. Because you were saying, like, Jess, to get to the finish line, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be like running a marathon. You're gonna get tired. I can't tell you that it's not gonna be a process where you don't get tired. You're gonna get tired. But do you understand where to put the tired when you're tired? So you won't quit. And you did it, and you're still here running this marathon. Like, hey, I know I'm good at, placing my tired in the tired bucket, so I can keep running this marathon. And most people don't know to do it because they find a way like, oh, I'm stressed. Well, find a way to put your stress. Right? Oh, I got anxiety. Well, find a way to put where you can place your anxiety. There's a place for you to put your anxiety and keep doing this thing. But most of us quit want to feel that feeling. Most of us quit once we get tired and never get to the finish line.
We bring those feelings almost to life. It's like we give them life when we lean into them. So I have another friend. I don't know what is happening right now in the world with cancer, but I have another friend who was diagnosed with cancer again. And so I asked her, did they say what kind of cancer it was? And she says, "I don't want to know." So she knows where in the body it is, but the name of the actual cancer. She says, "I don't want to know. I don't want to bring life. I don't want to give life to it." And I was like, wow, that's like a powerful statement. I don't want to give life to it. I don't want to own it. I don't want to say I have it. I don't want it to be in me. I don't want it to be with me. I don't want it to be a part of me. And so because of that, I will not say. I don't want to know and I will not say. And I was profoundly like proud and impacted. I used to say that I have fibromyalgia, right? I used to say that. And then a few years ago, a girlfriend of mine was like, no, you don't have fibromyalgia. You live and survive and thrive with fibromyalgia. Don't own, like, it's something that doesn't take away from your life because you don't give it the power to take away from your life. You look at people that have fibromyalgia and that they live with it, but they don't have quality of life. You look at them and you look at me and you're like, how could she say she has this? Look at the way she lives and look at the way they live. It's because it's a choice that I make. I don't give it control over me. I do what I have the capacity to do to care for myself, to keep it at bay, kind of thing. So it's just the things we think about, we bring about, and when you give power to something that is not going to serve you, you're taking away your own power.
You got me thinking about this while you was talking about that lady with the cancer and she's not gonna give it life. You ever heard about the placebo effect? Okay. And then the other side of the placebo effect is what they call a nocebo effect, right? And it's the nocebo effect is like if you create a negative story, you end up believing it, right? Because oftentimes, because the same thing with the placebo effect was like somebody give it a sugar pill and you realize, oh, it's gonna help me. You think it's gonna help you, and it actually did because your mind frame changed. So the same thing with the nocebo. If somebody tells you like, oh, this is gonna be the worst thing forever, you start believing it, it end up being the worst thing and stuff. So oftentimes we get trapped in the nocebo context and just creating the worst situation in your mind and start poisoning our body, and we end up getting sick, right? Somebody might tell you something and like it just make you sick, right? Because you start telling yourself all kind of stuff. So I would say start. That lady was like, I'm gonna just do the placebo side versus the nocebo side. So I would encourage anybody listening, like you gotta understand, sometimes stuff happens, but then you can do the placebo on yourself and give you that positive reinforcement, get your mind to think positively or think optimistically about the situation, and it would change your energy and your system, and then you end up finding healing yourself or making yourself feel better versus the nocebo effect and make yourself feel worse and get sick even worse.
Like instead of focusing in on, you said anxiety before. Some people, I used to, I'm not gonna like fake the funk because that's not who I am. Constantly say, I feel overwhelmed. I was like, why am I saying that?
That's nocebo.
Right? Why am I saying I feel overwhelmed? I feel overwhelmed. I'm grateful that I am receiving and doing all the things that I prayed for, all the things that I wanted, and that God will guide me along the way, and I can only do as much as I can, and that is more than enough. And I stopped saying I feel overwhelmed, and I switched it to that. We take for granted what real overwhelm is, right? We take for granted anxiety is living in the past. You can't control. It's living in a space where you're focusing in on what you can't control. But if you can't control it, why are you giving it your energy? The only thing you should be giving your energy is the things you can control. What is within you? What you have the capacity to do. I cannot control the weather, but I can control, am I prepared? Do I always got an umbrella near me so I don't mess up my hair, right? Can I control that? Yes, I can control that. Can I carry a sweater in case it gets a little chilly? Yeah, I can control that. I can't control the weather though. So focusing in on what we can do instead of what's beyond our control, what some people may feel is the obstacle or the barrier for them to get to where they want to be, or like, don't focus on that. Focus on what you can do. You are the perfect example of this right now with this Varela. You focused in on what you can do. This guy that you wanted to work with that knows more than you is not available. You're not going to put your dreams to the side because someone's not available, and you're not going to put everything you got into this one person. All right, he's not available. All right, that's God telling you. All right, Asha, it's time.
Here, I'm glad you look back. See, you were a great tie back. I like how you bring it back, by the way, because I was reflecting on the pain. Like I said, pain plus reflection equal wisdom. because it was painful to try to sit there and wait for the thing to take off. But then after I sent him an email like, hey, either you're in or you're out, let me know. If you can't do it, just give me a word up because I'm jumping on this thing next week. I mean, actually, I told him tomorrow I'm jumping on this next thing. I'm gonna start building. If you're in, let me know. And he gave me the good answer like, hey, I'm booked. So green light, go do your thing. And now I feel so excited. I was like, I am glad I'm doing it myself, Jess. You know why? Because there's no better feeling like me building something that's coming to life. Like to make it up and then make it real. There's just a good feeling when you can see it becoming real. And I know a lot of us have the same desire to see our dream come to life. We want to make this thing up, then make it real, and we want to see it come to life. But then it's been dragged around because you don't have the right teammate or the right partner or the right tool set or the right skill set. And you feel some kind of way. You know, it's interesting. Last night, I was tech support for Dr. Renisha, a group, and I would listen to them talk about. It was a group of single moms and stuff, and I was just kind of just helping her, supporting in the background, right? But it's seeing how you want your community to grow, but then some of the technical stuff you don't have, but you said, I'm doesn't matter what, I am taking this thing gonna leave this flight line and we're gonna fly this plane. And it was just a great feeling to see when somebody building this stuff and it's coming real and they're making it come to life. I'm like, I love to see that stuff. Right. I love to see that stuff because I see the same thing when I'm building my stuff. Like when it's coming to life, I'm like, man, I remember when I was just dreaming about this thing, but no, look at the thing. I can touch, see it, feel it, taste it, smell it. Like, come on, man.
Listen, we just celebrated last week our 1 year anniversary of Idea Tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear some of the people that joined us live that have watched so many of our episodes, to hear what they said about us, about our little Idea Tennis, about the community that we're working towards expanding, the community that we are looking to build even more with and from. It was so touching to me to hear. And then we have one super fan, Nolithia, who's listened to all the episodes. And she took it back to like episode 8, I think. And I was like, wow. The fact that I couldn't even remember that that was episode 8 and that episode about loneliness, about being in a room full of people and still feeling alone because they're not your people.
Mm-hmm.
To hear the impact that we've had on them. And it started because we were going to have a conversation anyway, kind of like the one we're having today. And you wanted to share it with everyone. And I was in my year of yes, and I said yes. And then here we are a year later.
Thank you for saying yes, Jess.
Yeah.
Really, really. Thank you for saying yes. Yes.
Here we are a year later. Don't be afraid to live out loud. Don't be afraid.
Or build in public. That's the like
Yes.
build in public when people see you struggling
Yeah.
and getting it right and getting it wrong, but you're still building. Come on, man. Keep
Come
going.
on. Listen, when we think about people that have podcasts that are successful, we're not, Gary Brecka. We don't have millions of people listening to our podcast. Will we one day? Absolutely. Will we have a studio and be rocking this out every week, week after week? No longer doing the DIY version of a podcast? Absolutely. But you have to start somewhere and you have to show people what's possible and what you can do with what you have instead of limiting yourself because of your circumstance or your mindset or your physical location. None of that matters. What matters is that you have a message. What matters is that you want to create impact. What matters is that you want to be able to help other people. Do it where you are with what you have, and
Mm-hmm.
it's more than enough. So to hear all of the people that joined us live and have said such kind, beautiful words, it was just reaffirming that we have impact with Idea Tennis. And I have no doubt that we will grow beyond our wildest dreams because the community continues to support us, share our content, and It all started because you wanted to share our conversation.
I'm gonna bring the Lord in this space. I'm gonna say, I don't ever want you to achieve your dream, Jess. I don't ever want to achieve my dream. I want to achieve beyond my wildest dreams, right? So, and oftentimes that's what happened to us, right? We said, "Oh, this is our dream," but then we start executing. It ended up being something even that we couldn't even possibly imagine. And I love that about life because you get more than you bargained for. Give me 20% more. I'm gonna tell you a story. I might have said this before. One of my coach Joe Well, and he was telling about like over delivering, right? He was saying that he had hired this one guy to do some work, and then the guy came to the house and was and say give him an assessment like, hey, this is what's gonna cost you for me to do the work for you. And they gave him a price, and Joe Wellen was like, no, I'm not gonna pay that. The guy was like, okay, well, I give you a 5% discount. It's like, no, I'm not gonna pay. I'll give you a 10% discount. And the guy would start dropping the price. Then it was like, okay, so what do you want to pay? And it was like, I would only hire you if you do if you charge me 10% more than what your original price. And I was like, oh, And then after the guy says, oh, cool, all right, good. So he's like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow because I gotta go find some other equipment, whatever. It's like, wait a minute, you're just gonna tell me you're gonna do today? What change? It was like, for you, I gotta get you the best stuff. I gotta get you the best stuff to do your work because you know, he said would only pay him 10% more than he was charging. So it make us think about like in life, if we're gonna do anything for somebody, always over deliver. And if you can pay more because people will feel a lot more better when like, oh, really? You can pay me more than you think I worth? Oh, you see value in me. So I say to our community, we appreciate you guys paying us with your attention so far. And I think that's the highest payment you can give anybody because attention is very scarce commodity out there. It's not a lot of it. That's why all the social media platform they're fighting over your attention to get you on there and keep you on there as long as possible. And we are saying that we're gonna be here with you and give you some stuff to think about that's gonna improve your life, make you more impactful in the world. And so keep paying us with your attention. We appreciate it. That's a check we're gonna hold on to and cash when we need to. With that, Jess, what's the biggest takeaway from the conversation?
Dreams can become reality.
Mm.
We can go from anonymous to essential in 1 second, 1 minute, one different choice, one different decision, one different path, one different knock on the door. God requires us to live out loud, to go after our dreams, and to be able to fail our way to success honestly, unapologetically, authentically, in front of people, not in private. What happens in private behind closed doors, no one sees except you, God, and the people in the room, right? But when you live a life of service and really focus in not so much on only the wins, but the failing your way forward, the challenges and obstacles that lead up to the staircase of the win, and you do it in front of other people to show them what's possible, life feels and looks different. I learned a long time ago to let go of fear. Like, to let go of fear. When I had my stroke in 2010, I think that was one of the few, that was probably around the last time I was afraid in life because I recognized fear was so paralyzing that it didn't allow me to truly live. And I wanted nothing more than to live and to live out loud, for people to see where I've been and where I am, and to say, if Jess could do it, I could do it. So having this platform and my Hustle with Heart community, all the other things that I focus my attention on, really is to show people at the end of the day what's possible. And you are even equally, if not more, of an example of that. Your story of being an immigrant, of coming to a new country, of being of service to a country that was new to you for 22 years, coming home and reinventing yourself, coming home and not knowing what was next, but deciding that you weren't going to live in fear anymore, that the fear was paralyzing, it was hurting you, not helping you, and you decided to step out and maybe not step out of your house, but to step out. I had to, I had to get, I only have a few more jabs of that left because 2026 is right around the corner and that's the year that you're leaving your house. But in all seriousness, you're the perfect example of what that is, to live out loud, to show people what's possible. So thank you, my friend.
And about your story, more about your stroke story coming up in the book called Mindset Coward, Line Our Way to the Truth. And so we can talk about a lot about Jeff's story in that book. That book is coming out. We've been working on the book for like since what, maybe March, April, I think, somewhere up there. And it's been coming along, slow roasting this I ain't gonna say pig, but this this pork. No, I'm just kidding. But we've been slow roasting this thing here, and it's been a good journey just working with people and just building trust and connection with folks. And you know what? That book also inspired the concept I'm trying to build with Verona, right? It's like the like people who writing reading book clubs, right? They read and they do it socially, right? But not a lot of like social writing happening. Like not a lot of people write socially. And then if we can create a platform where you can get on there and bring your folks and your friends on there and write socially and just build projects together and work on your story, work on their story, just go back and forth, interview, talk, and then let the system do the work for you, organizing your story and then turn it into some kind of book or some kind of anthology. Like that stuff doesn't exist, I don't think. I haven't seen it. But creating ways like a social platform, a social writing platform. And that's the vision, the long-term vision for this platform here called Varela I'm working on. But I'm taking it day by day, trying to build it out, and then just kind of bring people's story to life, like just bringing hers to life, talk about some part of her life, little episode of her life, just an episode out of many seasons of her life. But other folks like Vanessa Icetown and Joshua Fields, and we're gonna come together. We gotta bring them on this podcast, by the way, to chat with them.
Yes, and the people have spoken. They said they want guests.
Okay. So we gotta bring. So Joshua, if you listen to this, or Vanessa, if you listen to this, we gotta chat. We gotta bring you guys on either together or individually, depends on your schedule. But we'll see, we'll work that out. But yeah, Jess, I appreciate you as always, sister. It's been a really awesome. Today's what, Monday, right? Yeah, today's Monday. Yes. Today's Monday. I've been hooked. I've been on this building stage 3 a.m. in the morning for the last couple of days. I've been rocking it up. But I've been so inspired. I just can't stop working. My vision of my goals, my purpose is jealous of my sleep. He's like, actually, you can't stay down, bro. You gotta get back up and start working on this thing. But anyway, awesome, Jess. Congratulations on our 1 year and first podcast after that 1 year anniversary. As always, sister, it's great talking with you. And shout out to the fans. Keep subscribing to the channel. Keep growing it up. If you feel like sharing, don't share it if it doesn't feel like sharing, right? But if you feel like sharing, just share. This is simple. We ain't trying to hog you down, but we appreciate the support as always. And we love you.
And with that, my friends,
make it an utterly fantastic day.